Alan Rickman had one of the most distinctive voices of stage and screen, a voice that captivated audiences in a career that spanned the films Die Hard and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, via Harry Potter and Love Actually. He died today, aged 69, of pancreatic cancer. With the film industry in mourning, the actress Kate Winslet spoke for many when she said he was loved enormously and was an utterly phenomenal actor and a gifted director. There was something about Alan Rickman that suited him perfectly for dastardly roles.
Loxley! I'm gonna cut your heart out with a spoon!
Not least Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, or as the sadistic terrorist Hans Gruber in Die Hard, 1998.
It's a very nice suit, Mr. Takagi. To be ashamed to ruin it.
If anyone here has any knowledge...
His gorgeously morally ambiguous Snape in Harry Potter projected him onto the world stage.
I invite them to step forward.
But whilst he was so often first in line for roles of arch-villainry...
Now.
For whatsoever from one place doth fall...
He also mastered romantic and honourable characters, playing Colonel Brandon in Sense and Sensibility.
For there is nothing lost that may be found.
Who are you?
Rasputin.
No surprise that he won a Golden Globe and an Emmy for his role in the 1995 film Rasputin.
The dots join up a bit.
That earlier role as Sheriff of Nottingham had won him a BAFTA, after which he had commented, "I'll take this as a healthy reminder that subtlety isn't everything." He also said, "I don't play villains, I play interesting people." He wasn't just a star of the big screen. In a career lasting some 40 years, he was as at home on stage as he was on film.
Say something nice, Mother. Try.
Why do you not gang?
He won plaudits as a director, too, in 1997, directing Emma Thompson in the Scotland-based drama The Winter Guest.
I'm warning you.
A classic fool.
And he played opposite her several times, the pair becoming firm friends. She said this evening, "What I remember is his humour, intelligence, wisdom and kindness. His ineffable and cynical wit, the clarity with which he saw most things, including me. I consider myself hugely privileged to have worked with him." J.K. Rowling wrote that he was a magnificent actor, a wonderful man. Helen Mirren said, "He was utterly distinctive, with a voice that could suggest honey or a hidden stiletto blade. He had the profile of a Roman emperor." He was born on a council estate in West London. His father was a factory worker who died when Alan was 8. He won a scholarship to Latimer School. Sheer talent got into RADA, and the rest is history. He married his wife Rima recently, but they'd been together for nearly 50 years. Joining me now is the actor Richard Wilson, who was a good friend. Richard, I've just about said it all, haven't I? I mean, just seriously, how did you get to know him?
I got to know him, he was recommended to me when I was directing a play at the Bush Theatre. And I remember I gave him my usual spiel about, at the interview, I don't want any acting, I just want a very open sort of, I want to find an essence of the part. And within 3 seconds of him reading, I knew I was going to employ him.
I mean, he actually came to acting quite late, because he started out as a graphic designer, I think,
Yes,
but he did go to RADA and was a star pupil.
Yes, absolutely. And then we've only worked together twice, once in Commitments, Dusty Hughes' play, and then he was my assistant director in a Robert Homan play at the Court. But we remained friends.
But, you know, it's easy to kind of say he was basically into the old villainy, but actually he was a very romantic actor too.
Very romantic, and as someone has just said, a very funny man.
Yeah.
A really witty man. And the great thing about Alan was his thinking. He was a very metamorphic actor. He could change parts without any visible difference, but his thinking was brilliant. He connected his thinking with his speaking.
It's a very rare quality, and it's something which actually, I mean, I met him a few times. I found that he was very like the actor. In other words, the actor was an extension of himself. He wasn't, in a sense, putting it on.
No. And tremendously humble. I mean, although he became a film star, you would find Alan would always come and see you wherever you were, and I would always go and see him wherever he was. So I would go to New York to see him, and he would come to Frinton to see me.
Frinton.
Frinton.
The bush, Frinton. I mean, he would move between absolutely A and Z.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How do you think he will be remembered? He played Hamlet really well.
He did.
Beautifully.
Wonderful Hamlet. I think he was the closest Britain has got to Marlon Brando.
Did you know he was dying?
I did.
So it wasn't a question of, I don't believe it.
No. I mean, I saw him earlier this week, and to some extent it was a release today. But it was still a terrible shock.
Richard Wilson, thank you very much indeed for talking
Thank you,
with us.
John.
Thank you for coming in. Matt.
Thanks, John.